What prompted you, Lincoln, and all your family to just choose Leangap?
I mean, Lincoln specifically is a self-starter. When he gets interested in something, he goes all in. When you look at him, when you talk to him, you probably kind of pigeonhole him into like, oh, this kid is probably going to go into engineering or probably go into computer science or something like that. But we wanted to make sure that he's exposed to something else, to maybe like he could do something else. Maybe he could grow further if he's doing something that is outside of his wheelhouse. He will only open up like after he feels comfortable. So to put him into that type of environment, he could either sink or swim. To use that analogy, it's like sink or swim, but you've got some flotation devices that Leangap has put in there. We didn't know that, but throughout the program, we kind of were checking in with him, and we were seeing that he was kind of sinking a little bit, but would kind of, get onto that raft, and then sink a little bit, get on, and then, towards the end, he was kind of just floating, and we were surprised. I would say the first week he was kind of like, it was new, nervous kind of energy. Second week, it was difficult. There was a lot on his shoulder, so it was like really heavy. Third week, he was struggling. Was just like, this is hard. This is really, really hard. So you kind of have to kind of grip your chair and get you. You're all right. You're doing well. You got 2 more weeks, or you got 1 more week. You got this. He's all right. He's in safe hands, and you have confidence that he can get through it with the people that are around him, and also, frankly, with how he was brought up. Feel confident that he can push through. The swimming part comes with kind of the pride that you have in the hard work that you put in. He was nervous, like on demo day, he was super nervous. Siblings are there and grandma's here, and he was like, gosh, what are you guys doing here? You guys are doing here early. And he had just a bundle of nervous energy. And I always tell the kids, when you're nervous, that's good, because that means that this is important to you. It's good that you care about it, that you're nervous about all these people seeing you. To me, that's part of kind of treading water, trying to hold your breath up. We feel confident that we're going to throw him in, and he's going to be swimming, and he's nervous. Maybe the water's like right up to here, but he's going to be treading, and he's going to be building that strength. And then when he did the demo, we were kind of blown away. Wow, we were more nervous, right? You can sense that he was nervous when he was talking, but how he carried himself. Actually, my folks came up from LA. They were like blown away.
All I could think about was giving up. Most people would have, but I didn't.
We didn't know that he had that stage presence. He was incredibly confident. The fact that he was up there, that what he said showed confidence. He carried it. Like, that was it. That was that. Full on Olympic swimming. He loved the outings. I think outings are always great in a professional environment, right? Having impromptu outings among classmates or, friends. It's like you want to get the most out of it, and you want to encourage the kids to be all in. Yeah, so after Leangap, I now noticed two main observations. The first was kind of the honeymoon period, this big adrenaline spike, right? He was kind of off to the races. He had taken all that energy that he got from Leangap, and he was brainstorming. He was talking to Monica and Dev about, starting a new company. They were off to the races. They were talking to each other a lot. Wow, like they are so motivated by this program to do something else, to see that energy, to see that motivation, to see that ambition to do something right away. That definitely we did not expect. The second observation was kind of throughout that and beyond, and even now, that confidence in himself to question. He's got this point of view now of like, no, I really do think that this way is the best. And here's why. That is something that he's always had inside of him, but it kind of got brought out through Leangap. How he carries himself now, that has not come down. That is a changed Lincoln. That, I think, is wonderful. This might be like a milestone, a marker in his life that kind of changed him. That's what you want in a program. You don't know if your kid is going to be an entrepreneur or going to be an engineer or going to be a vet or, going to work at anything. But what you get is something that's solid, that can work in any field that they might enter. The confidence, the self-assuredness, kind of the belief that they can do hard things. They did something really hard, so they accomplished that, and they get to keep that forever. I mean, I don't know if we've truly seen it all. He's definitely changed, and so there's nothing else to attribute that to. That's growth. That's growth to me. Since Leangap, he chooses to study at the library at school because his friends are there and he sees his friends studying at school. And so that kind of gives him, I guess, permission to also study alongside them as well. So he sees his friends studying, he studies. It's like the best peer pressure that you could have. I think he is seeing the value of getting close to people. I really appreciate you and your team, the judges, everyone that was involved, because it's not easy. It's not easy. Just know the impact that you guys have, because it's kind of a trickle effect. He came home, all this energy, it affected us, it affected our other kids. It was powerful. And I'm sure that other families felt that way too. I've recommended this program to some of our friends. Again, we've got nothing but great things to say about the program. We're trying to get, maybe our daughter to think about the program. She's a sophomore. And it might affect kids differently, but for him, it was entirely 100% positive. I really appreciate what you guys did over there.